Hi friends, my name is Em. Welcome to Dining with Diamonds and welcome to the first ever Coffee Chats. Yay! Something is going to go on this channel. I'm so happy. Oh my goodness, how are you all doing? It's been a minute. I'm so happy to have some free time to sit down this week and do this whole little vlog thing that I used to do. Oh, it's so nice. I woke up at 10 a.m. this morning, which I never do. I'm always up at 7:30 in the morning, either to get ready for work or to go to class. And this morning, it's so nice. I'm on Thanksgiving break. So there's no classes, Wednesday, which is today, Wednesday, November 23rd, until Monday. So, and I don't have work either because I work on campus. So my workplace is closed for this break and I'm so happy, to be able to sit at home and do nothing but diamond paint, at least for a couple days. And then I have to, work on some papers that are due the 1st of December, which is very unfortunate. But then after that, I'm done for the rest of the year and I don't go back to school until January 23rd. It's so nice. How are you all doing? Welcome to Coffee Chats. This is something different than my, oh my goodness, what did I call them? My bedside chats. If you're new here, hi. I tend to ramble a little bit before I actually get to the point. So my bedside chats, or now these coffee chats, are sort of like whip-in chats. I invite you to take out whatever it is you're working on, and you can listen to me ramble about my week. But instead of me talking for an hour, because that gets really tiring for me, and it's hard for me to multitask diamond painting and speaking at the same time, because I can't process fast enough. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. Maybe I should get that checked out. But what was I saying? Oh, yes. So if you want to take out whatever it is you're working on, I welcome you to. Coffee chats are when I speak for at least 15 to 20 minutes every day during the week, and I talk to you guys about my week as it happens, because I also seem to have short-term memory. Sometimes I sit down to film a whip and chat and I'm like, what happened this week? I don't remember. So maybe I should start keeping a journal too. I think that would help a lot with that. But okay, so this has been a crazy year. I'm sure you all know. I've talked about it briefly. I'm sure I've talked about it in some bedside chats as well. I feel like this format of sitting in this room with a cup of coffee is so much better because I'm not sitting on my bed talking to you guys. This just feels a little more like, oh, we're having a chat as friends. We're sitting across from each other at, like, imagine we're in a coffee shop. I don't know why. Anyway, yikes. Wow. What is going on? So, yes, it's been a while. I'm happy to be sitting here right now. I have some stuff to talk to you guys about, actually, which is really cool, because I actually have things that I can discuss to film a video, which is great, because sometimes I don't. So that kind of keeps me a lot of the time from sitting down and filming something, because I'm like, I have nothing of substance to offer my community. So here we go. I hope you all are having a really great week. We're gonna just jump right into it. I'm sorry, I'm not good with segues. I'm also not good with speaking. I've only had one cup of coffee, by the way. I feel very hyperactive. And this is half calf, so it's not even like the 4 shots of espresso English. It's not the 4 shots of espresso I normally have. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I have been having like some teeth issues. I wouldn't say they're issues, but I think my wisdom teeth are starting to come in a little bit because I have some jaw aches that aren't terrible, but sometimes I'm like, oh, that bothers me a little bit. But I'm off health insurance next year, and my mom was like, you need to go and see the dentist because it's been a little bit. And I was like, I was just there last year. I was like, it hasn't been a long time. A year is too long. Go and take care of yourself. But if you're like me and just don't like the dentist, because I hate the dentist so much. I have very sensitive teeth. But I was also afraid that I had a cavity in my molar because there's this indent in my molar that is stained. So I thought it was a cavity. It didn't hurt, but I was like, I should get it checked out because I'm having anxiety about it and I don't want it to be something. Like, I don't want to put it off and then it gets worse and then I have to get a root canal, which is something I don't want. So my mom was like, just call the dentist, do it when you get home from work Monday. So I was like, I don't want to. I really don't want to, but I know I have to, so I'm going to do it. So I called the dentist and I was like, hi, I'd like to make an appointment for a cleaning and just to see what's going on in my mouth. And they were like, okay, what days are you available? And I'm like, that's a loaded question because not many days. So I was like, so I said, well, what do you have? What do you have available for me to be able to come in? And she was like, well, we have today at 3:15. And I was like, why? And I turned to my mom because I had it on speakerphone. And of course my mom was like, go today. And I was like, do I have to? She's like, yes. And I was like, the woman obviously knew that I wanted nothing to do with this appointment. So I'm on the phone and I'm like, yeah, I'll come in today. And she's like, better to get it over with. And I was like, yeah. So I hung up the phone and then pretty much straight away drove to this dentist appointment, nervous as heck that they were going to say I had a cavity and that I was going to need to get it filled. But I was like, you know what? That's a good thing. But I don't know. I just was feeling some type of way about it. So the lady that I had was so nice. She was so gentle, cleaning the crap off of my teeth. And I was like, where have you been every time that I've gone to the dentist? And they're like bruising my gums. Like, I've had some terrible experiences at that office because the last time I went to the dentist, honestly, the last time wasn't too bad, but they will literally, the scraping of your teeth, it sends like this chill down my spine, and it still kind of happened because I have sensitive teeth to begin with, but she was so much better at like making sure that she wasn't stabbing my gums with the scraper. So she was good. She was really nice. She like was super understanding that being at the dentist can be really, I'm sorry that I'm flipping my hair so much. I noticed that I do that. I'm self-conscious about it, I guess, because I didn't, anyway, wow. Do I have ADHD? I'm starting to think that I might have something going on neurologically. I don't know. This is something I've suspected for a little bit. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So she cleans my teeth, she puts the polish on it, and then I have to go sit in the waiting room for a little bit and wait for the doctor. They were a little behind. And then he comes in and takes me into the room and they pull my x-rays up. My teeth look fine. I mean, I can't read x-rays, but I don't see anything weird in them. Like, I'm not seeing little holes or like things that should be cause of concern. And he didn't either, which was great. But I said to him, I was like, hey, I'm a little concerned. I have this like hole in my tooth and it looks like there's something in it. So I'm not entirely sure what it is. And he was like, well, I'm not seeing any cavities on your x-rays. So let me look and see what you're talking about. So I open my mouth and I show him. And he's like, is this the tooth you're talking about? And he takes a mirror and shows me. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, do you want my honest opinion? And I was like, please. And he's like, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, yeah, it's just an indent in your tooth that unfortunately has been stained, probably because I'm an avid coffee drinker and don't brush as often as I should, which is a me problem. I know. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. But that's why I was nervous that it was a cavity, because I don't brush as regularly as I should. And he's like, no, your teeth are fine. The only thing that he was a little concerned about was my wisdom teeth, because they're a bit impacted. They're a little bit impacted. But he was telling me, for my age, they're really not as bad as he would have expected them to be. And he said, as long as I'm not in pain or they bother me frequently, at this point, there's no need to get them removed because, I've gone this far without needing to have them pulled, so there's no point. He said, most likely, if they haven't come in by now, they're not going to come in. And I was like, great, that's awesome. Because he says normally, at your age, people who still have their wisdom teeth, they're so bad. Like, they're really impacted. But he's like, you have a little bit, but it's like, I've seen a lot worse than that at your age. And I was like, oh, great. I won't need to get them out. 2 things that I was concerned about, I'm not gonna need. The universe has really been on my side the later half of this year. I don't know what happened. I don't know what godly being is smiling on me. Maybe it's my grandparents, rest in peace. But I don't know. The latter half of this year has really been like a night and day difference from the first half of this year, probably leading up to August. Like, after August, things started to turn around a little bit. Slowly but surely, I'm starting to feel more like myself. I'm growing into my own person, which is really great, which makes me super happy. Because that's something that I never really felt like I had an opportunity to do in my early 20s. But in addition to not having cavities and not needing to have my wisdom teeth pulled, I auditioned for my local community theater recently, probably 2 weeks ago now, maybe. And if you don't know, I am a theater performer, which might, I don't know, maybe it's not surprising to a lot of people when I tell them, oh yeah, I do theater. They're like, yeah, oh, yeah, you seem like the type. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? Is it because I am hyper and energetic and I laugh a lot? Like, I don't understand that. Anyway, I don't know what's obvious about it. Maybe it's because I'm dramatic too, which, it was the first time I had auditioned for something in about a year. The last time I was in a show was when I was in community college. And it's been a year since I've been in community college already, which is crazy. So I wasn't really expecting anything from it. It's this musical review. Only 4 people are gonna get cast, 2 girls, 2 guys. You have to be a super strong singer. Not that I'm not a strong singer, but at least I like to think I'm not a terrible singer. Because that would be a problem. Anyway. So I went to this audition. There was 8 other people at this audition. And they were holding 2 rounds. So I went to the first round on a Sunday morning. And I was like, why am I going to sing at 10 a.m. on Sunday? I gotta make sure I'm vocally prepared. But I was nervous because I feel like I haven't been working on my vocals as much as I should if I was going to be in a show that is basically singing for 2.5 hours. So I was like, I'm not expecting anything from this. I'm literally just going to this audition to kind of get my feet wet again. And I've worked at this theater before, many times. And I was like, I'll just go. I'll push myself because then I will gain the audition experience again. And maybe the more I go to auditions, the more comfortable I'll get. And then, hopefully I'll book some roles the more I do it. So I went in not expecting to get anything, just kind of for fun, honestly. And I'm nervous. I'm a little shaky. I'm walking on to that stage to sing my shit. And I decided that if I was going to do this, I wasn't going to stand there and sing like I was in choir, because I tend to do that, or I used to do that at auditions before I took some acting classes. I would kind of stand there and sing and not perform it. So I was like, I don't know how all these other people performed their song, but I'm gonna perform it as if I've already been cast and I've got the role and I'm acting it. That's what was important to me. So it was fine. Like, I didn't think it was the strongest I could have done vocally. I was a little wobbly on my last note because I was nervous. And I heard everybody, all the females, singing before me. And they were like, they had strong, beautiful voices, and they had confidence in their vocals, and their vibratos weren't shaky. So I was like, oh God, which just made me more nervous, honestly. So I get up there, I perform it, I made them laugh, which made me really happy. And it wasn't my strongest vocal, like I had better auditions, but I felt good in my performance. I don't know if that makes sense. I really don't. So I leave, not expecting anything. A couple of days later, they had their second audition on the following Tuesday, and then Wednesday, I was at work. I was mid-closing the store, and I get a phone call from the stage manager at the theater, and I was like, okay. So they had said at my audition that they might hold callbacks, they might not. It depends, I guess. And then they were gonna let everybody know by the end of the week, and it was only Wednesday. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this is about a callback, which is great. I was like, that's awesome. That means I left an impression. So I answer the phone. I'm like, hi, so-and-so. Like, they're like, hi, Emily, how are you? I'm like, I'm good. And she was like, I wanted to call you to let you know that we'd like to offer you a role in this show. And I was like, sorry, what? I was so, like, I felt like I was being over dramatic about being cast in this show, because I was cast. It's 2 girls, 2 guys singing for 2.5 hours, Stephen Sondheim music, who is a very popular Broadway composer, if you aren't familiar with musical theater. And I was like, because I was just hearing all of okay, so my problem, I'm gonna end this soon because we're almost at 20 minutes, but my problem is that I really sell myself short. a lot. I'm like, oh, I'm not as good as they are. Like, I'm not as good as that. Like, I'm as good as I can be. Like, I'll be myself and perform it and sing, because I know I can, but I feel like not to the caliber that these other girls before me were singing. So I was just so confused in the best way. Like, I was like, I'm not going to question this, because I was cast. So I'm in a musical. I'm in a musical review next year, and rehearsals start in January, early January, and it's just like, I feel like the universe, just things are falling into place now, and I'm slowly getting back to myself, and things that I love to do are starting to, I'm starting to love doing them again, which is great. I'm so happy. I can't believe it that this is what's going, this is how things are happening now, from one bad thing to a good thing, another good thing. Wait a minute, this is a really great thing. It's great. And I'm waiting for it to fall apart. But I'm not questioning it. I don't want to put that energy into the universe, even, that this is gonna fall apart. This is gonna smack me in the face. I'm just gonna enjoy it and ride the wave. But yeah, so that's a bit of an update for you about what's going on in my life. I'm gonna end this here. Oh my goodness, before I do that, let me show you my diamond painting, because that's what this is all about, right? So I am currently working on another Diamond Art Club. I promise I will do a different canvas from a different company, next, because I've done a lot of Diamond Art Club, and I have a lot of other kits to do that are not from Diamond Art Club. So I am working on Dear Diary from, Diamond Art Club. This is by, Christine Karen. And I've been working on her for at least 2 weeks now. And I have to say, I'm not too thrilled with the color choices. It actually doesn't look that bad on camera, but in person it looks a little weird to me. I'm not too sure about it yet. I'm trusting the process. I think the rendering of her hand in the book looks really good. But her sweater's throwing me off with the colors, but we'll see. She's around. She's coming along quickly. I'm gonna work on that a lot today. But I think next, after she's done, I'm thinking about doing one of my Lola Rose diamonds. Actually, the only Lola Rose diamonds I have. It's a landscape, and I've been putting it off because I'm like, oh, you know, landscapes are kind of meh, but I want to do something different. But yeah, so that's basically that. I'm gonna head off for now, but I'll talk to you guys tomorrow for more. Hello. What a difference a few days can make, right? Ay, ay, ay. It is Saturday, November 26th. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I had a great Thanksgiving. It was very nice. I was with my dad this Thanksgiving, and we went over to my stepmom's parents' house for a little bit, and then we went to my aunt's house for dessert, and it was very nice. I don't know how long this is gonna be today, because I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am ill. I'm very, very sick. Yesterday, I went to see a show that my friend was in at my old college. And halfway through the show, I started to get like this chill. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if it's just really cold in here because I didn't bring a jacket. I had this really heavy knit sweater on. Not this sweater, but I had a different sweater on. And I thought maybe it wasn't as heavy as I thought because I was sitting in the audience like shaking. And I was like, oh my God, like it must be colder in here than I think it is. And what's funny is I had a headache before I left for this show, so I took some Advil. And then I was okay, you know, when I left. Because I went and did like some Black Friday, you know, shopping. I didn't really buy anything, but I wanted to see like what deals were going on. And I felt fine. Beside the headache that I had, and that's why I took the Advil before I left, and then I went to see the show, and that's when I started getting all these weird, like, chills and stuff, and I was like, ooh, like, I hope I'm okay, I hope I'm not getting sick. So, as the show went on, it got progressively worse. And then I was hugging everybody goodbye. I feel terrible. If I got anybody sick, oh my God, I would be so upset. But I didn't really know what was going on because I felt okay besides like being like really chilly. So I got home and then my throat started to hurt and I was like, oh my God, I hope I don't have the Rona because I would be so upset. I have finals this week. I can't be sick and miss finals. That would be awful. Obviously, if it was worse than it is now, they would probably be able to accommodate me. But anyway, I got home and I felt like maybe I might have a fever. I'm like, I don't know for sure because I don't know. I haven't had a fever since I had my second Rona vaccine shot. so I couldn't remember, like, was this what it felt like? Am I just cold because it's cold out and I'm not wearing a jacket? I don't really know. So I couldn't find the thermometer, so I went upstairs to my room, changed, and I put on like these heavy wool pajamas, which I don't wear to bed. I don't wear wool pajamas to bed because they're too hot, and I didn't feel like I was warm enough. I felt freezing, and I'm getting into bed and I'm like, like, you know, like, and I was like, oh God, I wish I could find the thermometer, but I couldn't. I had a suspicion I had a fever, but whatever. I'm like, let me just try to sleep, sweat it out if it is a fever. So I'm lying in bed for 3 hours with my eyes closed, shaking for 3 hours, unable to fall asleep. So it got, like, I literally had my eyes closed for 3 hours and couldn't sleep because my breathing too was rapid. I was like, I couldn't catch my breath. And I'm like on my phone looking up like how to tell if you have a fever, and that was like one of the tells, and I was like, oh God. So I ended up texting my mom. So I'm like, I don't know if my mom's gonna be awake. It's 3 a.m. So I texted my mom and I was like, Mom, I think I have a fever. I don't know where the thermometer is. Can you please bring up, I don't know what's going on. And she was like, okay, I'm coming up. And I was like, oh, wasn't expecting you to be awake. And she told me this morning that she has like a special text chime for me and my brother and my stepdad. Like if we text her, she gets like a different type of notification alert. So I was like, oh, that's good to know, because if I need you in the middle of the night, I'm glad that you'll be there. And she was so great last night. We took my temperature. I was almost at 103, which is insane. I like insane. That's such a high fever. And I was afraid I had COVID. I was like, I have the Rona. I'm gonna have to miss class. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have to call out of work. We took a rapid test this morning though, and it's not. I came up negative. So it's some type of flu or really awful, awful cold. There's actually something going around right now. My best friend had this a few weeks ago. Same thing, like 103 fever, sore throat. I don't have a sore throat anymore though. Like I'm starting to feel a lot better. What I have now is a runny nose, a stuffy nose, and I'm just exhausted. My fever broke around 5 o'clock this morning because I stayed up until that happened. I was taking Tylenol. My mom sat with me downstairs. We put on a Christmas movie at like 3 a.m. Which was, she didn't have to stay up with me, but she did. And that was very nice. I love my mom. I appreciate you, Mama. So we watched a Christmas movie. Then my fever broke and I was able to finally get some sleep. Oh my gosh. It's been a day. So I've literally just been lounging all day, doing nothing. All I ate today was soup and some oyster crackers. I've had nothing to eat besides that. I had some tea. I don't have like a stomach ache. I don't feel nauseous, but I'm just like, I'm exhausted. I feel so tired. I would love to diamond paint, but I don't have the energy, which is really upsetting. And I wanted to actually start some papers this weekend. I don't think that's gonna happen because I barely have the energy to do this, but I already started the vlog for this week. So I was like, let me just finish it. Let me call it a day here, because I actually meant to film something yesterday and the day kind of got away from me because of the show, and I wanted to go out and check out Black Friday deals. And I just never got around to filming something. So now it's Saturday. We went from Wednesday to Saturday. And I'm not sure if I'm going to post this tomorrow or tonight or what I'm doing with, scheduling this. But yeah, it's really sucky. I don't recommend this, but like this is going around. I don't know what it is. It just happened to catch up with me. I didn't get the coronavirus, but I got this other virus. And I don't exactly know when or where I got it. Nobody was sick on Thanksgiving, so I don't think I got it from anyone of my family members on Thanksgiving. I didn't see anybody Wednesday, so I'm thinking that I might have gotten it at school on Tuesday from somebody for like walking around campus. I have no idea. And then it just incubated for a few days before it was like, oh, here you go, a high-grade fever. So yeah, really, really great. It's been good. I hope you're all healthy. And let me know if this type of flu, 24-hour flu, is going around where you guys are, because it's going around here. It's very strange. Very strange, because honestly, for the most part, I feel okay. I don't feel like I'm deathly ill. Like, I feel like I could function. But I am very tired and stuffed. And which is so weird because I wasn't stuffed earlier today. It like gradually, I got more head cold. So like my ears feel stuffed. My whole head, like all my sinuses, it's disgusting. Don't recommend. But around this time of year, I always get sick. Always, without fail. It's always something. Last year, it was probably the coronavirus. Although that was more towards the end of the year, beginning of January, that I had what I suspect to be the coronavirus. Like, I'm already feeling better, but it's just, I'm not much better. I'm still fighting something. I'm wrapped in a blanket to do this right now. I sat here and I watched Disney Plus for a couple hours. I was texting my stepmom about what I wanted for Christmas. Watching YouTube, you know, just lounging around. But yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day. I don't know if I haven't. Oh, I also unboxed a diamond painting yesterday. I'll have it linked in the description below so you guys can watch it if you haven't seen it yet. Orloa was kind enough to send me a diamond painting to unbox on my channel. Thank you so much, Orloa. It's so cute. So I would love if you guys checked that out. And that I filmed that yesterday. Actually, I filmed that yesterday, and because I received it yesterday, and I was fine. This literally hit me out of nowhere. I was hit by this virus so quickly, like literally out of nowhere. And I think honestly, after I filmed that, I started to feel like a little weird. But I kind of just took it like that maybe I was a little hungover from Thanksgiving. Like, I really didn't think anything of it because my throat felt really dry. So I was like, okay, let me drink some water because I'm talking more than I normally do, after, you know, because I'm filming a video. But no. Turns out I am ill. I am ill. So yeah, I'm not gonna go on very long. I'm probably gonna actually sit and edit this video for you guys. But yeah, I didn't want to not have a vlog of some sort for this week, especially since I already started filming one. And I wasn't gonna scrap it. I couldn't do that. So I figured I'll sit here for a little bit and talk until I feel like I can't talk anymore. Because I almost was like, I'm not even gonna film anything today. I'll film something tomorrow. But I don't know. Tomorrow's the beginning of a new week, technically. Tomorrow too, though, I was supposed to go to my aunt's for like a little brunch thing, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry. Because obviously I'm ill. I don't want to get anybody sick. But here tomorrow, we're setting up Christmas stuff. We're doing Christmas things. We're gonna put up a tree. We're gonna have baked clams and eggnog and all this fun stuff. I hope I feel at least 80% better tomorrow so I can enjoy all that festivities and fun holiday decorating and not feel like death because it really sucks. This is like my few days, these are my few days off from school before I have to go back for finals and crap, and I'm sick. I am ill. It's really unfortunate. But you know what? Rather get it out of the way now. Like, if this had happened in the middle of next week, that would have been terrible. That would have been terrible because I have a final next Thursday, a few finals next Thursday, and papers due next Thursday that I haven't started yet, that I was hoping to start today, and that's not gonna happen because I can't. I'm getting up for these 15 minutes that I'm sitting here to film something for YouTube because I'd rather do that because that's at least not as taxing as trying to stare at a computer screen and write a paper because my brain isn't working at full capacity right now. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna edit this video so I can post it today. But I hope you all had a good week. I hope you're healthier than I am. Hopefully I'll be able to start a new vlog or coffee chat on Monday. That would be nice. But anyway, I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, whenever it is you are watching this, and I will see you all in my next video. I'm gonna go lie down now. Bye!